Can I get a good spot? There we go. I'm actually sitting out in my Dart today. I wanted a cigarette. I don't smoke in the house. We know this. Touch and go. I've been keeping it under. I've been keeping it in about a pack a day. On the average. By Mondays, I get it tapered back to less than a pack. By Friday, I'm at like a pack and 5. So, it's good, it's bad, it just is. Sunday morning coffee. So here we are, go, right? Josh McDivitt. Josh McDivitt did some that I find highly commendable. He spent 2 weeks on an automobile to get it ready for a swap meet here in town. That swap meet is today. So I want to ask you guys, seriously, you don't subscribe to his channel, you go over there and tell him to fuck off or call him a fuckwad, whatever. But go over and check out what he did. 2 weeks he pulled a Hudson into the shop and did a shitload of body work to it, created roll pans from nothing, Frenched headlights. I mean, he and one guy did in 2 weeks, you know, 2 weeks, what do you got? Possibility of 400 hours. And you got 2 people busting ass. He got what would take 700 or 800 hours to do. For a lot of people. Maybe not you, but hey, I don't know all y'all. But go check him out, man. That Hudson was pretty fucking amazing what he did over there. I've harassed him and given him grief. The sad thing is, he got it pretty much ready for the swap meet this morning. And went to pull out with his trailer and whatnot, and his tire come apart on his trailer. So he's not going to make it to the swap meet. Which, at the end of that long procession, you know, he'll at least get to drive it before he sells it. Well, there you go. Josh is good people in the grand scheme of things. There's not enough of those to go around. Oh, goodness me. Let me see. So last week was the first full week. First real week that I had no partner. Let me shut the door on this thing. There we go. I keep bumping the armrest and it makes noise. It bugs me. Alright, so last week was the first week with no partner. 0. Jeremy came out actually Monday and loaded up his belongings. What was left at the shop, what he didn't leave at the shop. And a few things that I wish he hadn't taken with him because they weren't really his. But it amounted to towels. I'll go buy more fucking microfiber and washcloths and shit like that for finishing and detailing cars. It wasn't bad. The week was slow just because work was slow. The workload was slow. I gotta lesson to the world, lesson to everybody out there. Don't order fucking parts, no matter how good your customer is, no matter how good a customer they are. Don't order parts till you get the car there, or you can at least see the car, take your own notes. I had a good customer, you know, in relative terms, a good customer on the used car stuff. He usually gives us a reasonable budget for a used car and lets us do, you know, he lets me do good work. Lets me do the work correctly most of the time. He told me to order the wrong fender, the wrong side. It was actually his uncle's car that they brought in, but so I got the car there Wednesday, I got the part there Wednesday, and they come from out of state to me. And so I had to reorder. It came in Friday, I got it painted up. Though it be a slow week on the work front, we had money come in, we had guys pay their storage rent. I got my good buddy Steve, he's in and out working on his money, and he's got his Nissan outside in storage, so he gave out an appreciable amount that I'm happy. I feel blessed to have the people around me that I got around me. How's that? We'll swap meet today and see if I can get out of there without spending a penny. It depends. But I got a lot done on the Monty. Got a lot of collections done. Got a lot of neat phone calls. I go look at a truck a gentleman needs assembled on Monday, tomorrow, at the lunch hour, and he's been working on this truck for several years, so I hope to get some footage, maybe an interview with him at some point. But he's been working on this truck for like 5 years, and he just wants to get it finished. He's got eyesight issue, and he wants to get it finished. He wants to be able to give it to his grandson, so that's pretty cool. But I got the Monty pushed in the booth. I scrubbed it down with an interface pad, and actually 80, because there's some 36 marks on there and things like that. There'll be some stuff to touch up. I got to go in with a hand block and scrub some areas you can't get with a DA. But it's ready for slick sand. I got the doors on it. I think I'll do the final last adjustment on the driver's side door after slick sand, because it doesn't matter at this point. Prep it up so I don't shoot the interior and run like hell. That's the aim, and that'll be Monday or Tuesday that I do that. So yeah, it's been strange, but it's been mellow. I mean, Jeremy and I are pretty good friends, and the tension had built up to such a point. I don't know that we as a team had the drive collectively to push on these projects the way I am solo, which is unfortunate, because I am at the point I'm stocked up well enough. As long as I can keep mundane work coming through, all you do is work hard, the money will be there. It's not always as easy as it sounds. No real lessons in life, no real observations or anything like that this week. I just I took my laptop to the shop and I started editing footage, so I'm putting up videos, as you've seen. Because this week I took it kind of slow and mellow, so if I could sit down and edit some footage, I don't really get the time to at home. The concentration factor's not there. Jerry's jamming away on his bus and his pickup truck. He'll be rolling out February, March in 2 months. At the end of March, beginning of April, he'll be rolling out. I've come down to the decision point. I've got a 53 Chevy 2-door post sitting there. It's a New Mexico car, no drivetrain. Other than that, it's all there. Everything else is there. I got original keys, all the doors work. There's a crack in the windshield and the driver's side glass. Window glass needs replaced. I think I'd leave the crack in the windshield and replace the driver's side glass if I were to do anything with the car. But it comes down to, what is it worth sitting there as a solid roller in Iowa? And I've looked around. I've seen some real pieces of shit available online. There's very few out there right now in a 53. But do I sell it? Liquidate it and use the money for things the shop needs and maybe a small modern car flip project? Or do I keep it and hope the days get fancy where I can pull it in and start working on it? I mean, it wouldn't be anything to drop a fucking motor and engine, or motor and transmission in this thing. Get a drive shaft built, make sure it's got the right rear end under it. It'd be only a little bit more to drop it on a different frame, so I've got updated suspension and brakes. My friend Josh out there in Parkersburg, which is a few hours away, has an S10 frame just sitting that I could collect on the very reasonable side of cheap. Thoughts, you know. I'd like to build it and drive it for the shop, or have it driven, or have it sitting out front, or you know, advertise the shop a little bit. That could be our breakout car. But we could use an influx of cash right now to make things relax a little bit, get inventory on the shelves, and make sure bills are prepaid. So I'm gonna have to decide that this week. I'll see how this week fleshes out. But it's like this, it's a roller sitting there, interior is complete, exterior is complete. It's a little rough, but it's not rusted anywhere. It's not beat up real bad, and I couldn't come off for less than $4 grand, so that's kind of problematic. You know, maybe make it run and drive and get 5 or 6 out of it. I don't know. That's what I got going on right now. I'm just working on the old shit in the shop. I had a meeting with the owners of the Monty last week. It went well. They're satisfied. I got a schedule written up. If you guys recall, the 73 Omega actually laid down a day-by-day schedule. I have a week-by-week schedule for the Monty, and I wanted it in slick sand and start blocking this last week. And with not going in Saturday, I opted to take the whole weekend off. We went and played with the kids yesterday, and we're going to go to a swap meet today. So that put me back a couple days. So I'm going to have to make that time up this week. That's about it going on over here, folks. I don't have any great wisdom or weight or sorrows or anything like that. Everything's pretty mellow. Everything's pretty alright, you know. It's just kind of... It's like pieces of a puzzle all snapping together. I've got my tentative first 2 quarters with a business plan as far as bullet point goals goes and how to get there. I've got the Monte Carlo on a schedule that, like I said, I missed it by 2 days this week, which makes me a little sad, but I can catch up. As long as I can get caught up by the first of the month to where it needs to be, we're good. But then we're going to run into material issues in the shop. I got sealer that I need to get. I got clear coat I need to get. I got wet sandpapers I need to get. None of which are particularly expensive, but you know, that's still $600 or $700 of goods that I'm going to have to get in the shop. I ain't mad at it. I got to get back on the Enthusiast Workshop. I've got the next video already edited and up. It's just a walk through the mud trolley and basic mud bodywork tools. So we're going to zoom right along with that series. I'm hoping y'all are enjoying it, and then we get to get in some shit that's more fun, more hands-on, more how-to, that type of stuff for the Enthusiast Workshop. I'm going to try to get some mundane projects in, bumper covers, or little fun projects to build. If you've got an idea on a little project to build involving metalwork, welding, bodywork, and paint, just some little bobble for fun, leave in the comments. I'm looking for something that I can work on for that video set that would engage you folks and you would enjoy seeing done and enjoy watching done. I'm not going to do anything real extravagant. I can't burn up a lot of shop time as it's just me in there. But I want to get something where it's small and simple, and you know, it's a fucking Bob Ross come paint with me type of scenario. We won't fuck up, we'll just make little trees. We'll make flowers or birds instead. That's the goal, that's my ideas. The weather went to absolute shit here overnight. It was gorgeous yesterday, 50s. And now it's raining one direction, snowing the other. So go figure. I'm gonna peel up out of here. I do love sitting in this old Dart. I will be pulling this over to the shop as soon as Jerry pulls his bus out. Where his bus is sitting, there's enough room to slide in 3 or 4 cars. And I'm gonna slide my Dart, my pickup, if I still got the 53, the Le Mans, and we'll try to stuff Al's panel truck in there somewhere. We'll see how things work out, but I definitely want to get the Dart, the pickup, and the Le Mans in there, because that Le Mans has been sitting on the back burner for years and needs to get done and out and back to the owner. I put myself in a really bad position over the last few years of more work than we can strategically place in the shop to work on. My little metalwork space is kind of turned into the morgue right now, as everything on the paint body side I've been grinding away on, and I won't say I've been ignoring those over there, but I've been ignoring those over there, which is no good. I need to get back on those. So I'm hoping a couple fat weeks come by, I can stack up some cash and get a couple part-timers in there. I'm just going to have them start stripping and cataloging the 2 cars that are sitting there. The Chevelle 66 and the 67 Mercedes, because I owe it to those customers to get something accomplished and moving forward. Chevelle will be pretty basic, pretty easy. A little bit of metal work, a little bit of framework, new body bushings. That's the goal, kids. I'm going to do what I can to keep it moving forward. I can support the shop, but that's not enough. I want to flourish, and I want to move forward. I want to get to building more cars. This year I aim to put my mechanic skills back to use, which are rusty as fuck. That's alright. I've got I got some great technicians in my corner that I can pull into pinch hit for me when I get in a jam. I got Stevie with that peach colored Monty. He is one hell of a mechanic. I got my nephew, who is a very gifted, skilled young man. He works 2 straight jobs and he comes in when he can. But I want to get my wrench back on. Not as a general service mechanic. I'll never do that again. But building these cars. And I'm not an electrician, though I'm going to delve into that on this car. When I get this car up there, it's getting stripped completely down, so it can be mechanically or chemically strip the tub. I can straighten some things out. I can get a new K-member because I twisted this one up really bad, and move forward on this car. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I got to think about it. Thinking about a new fuel-injected Mopar. Wow, new fuel-injected Chrysler. I don't feel the new Chryslers or Mopars. I'm sorry. I just can't bite off on that. Alright, so I'm going to peel out. I'm going to get back inside, throw this footage up on the interwebs, and I'm going to get off to a swap meet.